starts now.
And welcome to 12 News at 10. I'm Troy Hayden. Two children in critical condition tonight after separate near drowning incidents. The first is a 9-year-old boy who was found face down in a West Valley backyard pool during a family gathering. The Buckeye Fire Department says it happened at a home in the Sundance community. They believe he was only in the water for a short time before he was found. We don't know what led up to this near drowning, but crews did rush him to Phoenix Children's Hospital, where they say he required, quote, advanced medical care. And a 1-year-old boy, also in critical condition, his family pulled him from a pool at a Tempe apartment complex. Again, this was during a pool party, a gathering. Tempe Fire and Medical Rescue Department says this happened about an hour and a half ago near Baseline and Rural. When crews got there, they began life-saving measures and then rushed him to a regional hospital, where we understand the 1-year-old is now breathing but is in critical condition. We don't know yet how long that child was in the water. An adult has drowned while swimming in the Salt River. Officials say a man was seen struggling to stay afloat while crossing the river. 12 News journalist Gabriela Becerra joins us now with the latest on what happened. Gabby.
It's still unclear what caused the man to struggle in the water, but experts tell me this river can be deceivingly dangerous. A busy day at the Salt River, now marked in tragedy.
Oh, it's sad. It's devastating.
A man drowned while swimming near Devil's Elbow, an area just down the river from Blue Point Bridge.
Tragic, obviously.
The Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says the swimmer was reported missing around 8 o'clock Sunday morning, prompting a roughly 3-hour search.
There was a big boat. There was a couple trucks. I probably counted maybe like 10 or 12 sheriffs.
Divers found and recovered the man's body around 11:30. It's unclear if he had been wearing a life jacket.
Probably as quick as responsive I've seen in a lot of instances we've had out there in many years, but even then it's too late.
The man was reportedly attempting to swim across the river when he was pulled underwater. Jay Arthur, the president of the Drowning Prevention Coalition of Arizona, tells me the river's current often catches swimmers off guard.
It looks nice and smooth when you're riding down a tube down the river, but you hit those currents, they're underneath the water, and it really sucks you down.
And once the current pulls you under, he says there's not much recourse. That's why he says it's necessary for everyone, even good swimmers, to wear a life jacket on big bodies of water like rivers and lakes.
It doesn't really matter. You could be in a severe current in a water that you could actually stand up in.
Many people enjoying the water on Sunday were shocked by what happened, say they'll be watching their loved ones extra close.
We have a lot of friends and family here, little ones, so to kind of keep an extra pair of eyes on them, make sure that they're having fun, but at the same time that they're safe.
Officials have not yet identified the man who drowned. At the Salt River, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Yeah, you have to be so careful on that river. Gabby, thank you. And let's check in now with meteorologist Chris Dunn. And a lot of people out there today trying to get away from this extreme heat, Chris.
Oh, yeah. In 110 plus, we're going to say goodbye to that for a while, at least for the foreseeable future, because we have a significant monsoon surge of showers, an uptick in activity. It was actually pretty active across parts of the state today, especially northern Arizona and out by the Colorado River, the open deserts of western Arizona. A number of showers and thunderstorms out there. As we zoom into the valley, we had some showers around the Wickenburg area, about 0.2 of an inch of rain in some of the gauges out there. That activity is starting to fade away. Meanwhile, we're looking a little bit farther off to the east, the potential for some showers out there. That's the close-up on Wickenburg with some of those earlier showers. Out here between Globe and Payson, some of this could start to regenerate and try to get in here into the valley overnight. But I think the main threat for us over the next 24 hours is going to be tomorrow night after about 5 or 6 o'clock in the evening. That's why we have a 5 on the monsoon meter for the valley tomorrow, a 7 across northern Arizona, all across the state. A much more active monsoon pattern. Late storms in the valley Monday afternoon, Monday evening, and into Tuesday morning. Not so much across southeastern Arizona. So isolated showers still possible again tonight. Warm and humid out there with temperatures probably staying in the 90s for most of the night. 105 tomorrow. Late day thunder. We'll have to watch out for that and the cooler temperatures. That is through Wednesday. We're looking at highs only in the upper 90s, about where we are right now, 99 degrees, a dew point of 58 degrees. A look at your 7-day forecast and what you can expect day by day coming up. Troy?
Yeah, it'll be nice to get a little bit of a cool down. Thank you, Chris. But heat was a factor in this story. A hiker having to be rescued off of Camelback Mountain this morning. Second day in a row, the crews have had to rescue an overheated hiker on the Cholla Trail, and that's the trail that runs on the east side of Camelback. Phoenix Fire used a helicopter to rescue a 30-year-old woman there. She was about 3/4 of the way up the trail when she couldn't continue. She started feeling dizzy and again overheated. Firefighters met her on the trail around 10:45 this morning. She was in stable condition by the time she got to the hospital. Now, Camelback Mountain and several other popular trails are closed to hiking between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. on extreme heat days like this. No word on when she started her hike. An athlete flown off the field by helicopter last night during a high school football game in northern Arizona, taken to a hospital. Two of his teammates also ended up in the hospital. Happened while Williams High and Mayer High School were competing against each other. After the first player was airlifted, two other players had to be taken to the hospital by ambulance. All three of the athletes from Mayer. According to Mayer's athletic director, the first player had a concussion. The other players suffered dehydration and were treated after the game was called. They were all in stable condition tonight, though. A man wanted in connection with the shooting of an Oregon teenager may be here in Arizona. Back in April, 13-year-old Liam Spanley Bailey, asleep in his father's apartment when stray bullets from a neighboring apartment came through a wall and killed him. 3 suspects were identified in May. Officials say they're still at large. They may be out of state. One of the suspects, 17-year-old Terrell Coy, has connections in Phoenix and also in Tucson. The U.S. Marshal Service is now offering a $15,000 reward for any information that leads to his arrest. If you know anything, if you have any information, call 911 or Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS. Maricopa County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help after a deadly hit and run this morning. Sheriffs say a driver sideswiped a parked vehicle about 3:30 this morning in the lower Sycamore Creek recreational area, Tonto National Forest. The driver then hit and killed a pedestrian and drove away. Deputies are looking for a silver or gray SUV. It should have damage to the front end and also the right side. If you have any information on who may have been driving this car, you're asked to call the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. A person killed in a crash involving multiple cars in Tempe today. 4 cars in the crash near Guadalupe and Roll Roads. And look at some of that wreckage there. It's a violent collision. Closed the intersection for several hours. No word yet on what caused the accident or the name of the person who was killed. A woman hospitalized after another crash this morning. 2 cars colliding 8:30 at 27th Avenue in Buckeye. Both drivers were taken to the hospital. One is in stable condition. A woman involved, though, is listed in critical condition, and we don't know what caused that crash. Police are investigating. A Valley mother who was diagnosed with stage 4 jaw cancer 4 years ago with major disfigurement to her face now has a chance at successful reconstruction surgery. Michelle Smith got this life-changing diagnosis back in 2021. Doctors told her it stemmed from a genetic mutation she had. Within 2 months, she was in surgery. So since she's had chemo, she's had more than 10 major surgeries. Some of them, she says, failed. The radiation and reconstructive surgeries have left her with severe complications. At the end of last year, she learned she's cancer-free, but that doesn't mean her difficult days are behind her.
It would change my world to be able to put a spoon in my mouth would change the world. For me to be able to brush the small amount of teeth that I have now, to put a normal toothbrush in my mouth would be fantastic.
So now she has some hope. There's a cancer center in Houston that believes they can rebuild her face and jaw using advanced techniques and titanium, and that would give her, they say, the chance to eat and speak and even smile again. So Michelle is now hoping to raise $50,000 with a GoFundMe to make that possible.